So, Kidder, we have all these guests on for a reason, and now that we have everybody here, I think it's time to play the game.
Is it one of the requirements that we all grab an IPA and suffer through this at the same time?
I gotta go refill before we start this.
Yeah, you better make it a stiff one.
Because I
keep IPAs in the house.
I bought an IPA specifically for this, and I'm assuming this is going to be terrible.
He's a glutton for punishment. All right, so it is once again time for the what do they call it? Hold on, it wasn't my thing, but it's now our thing. It's for
the Nokia phone sound effects.
Yeah,
snippets number 3.
Music challenge.
I'd call it the impossible music challenge.
It was a challenge, all right.
Yeah, let's do it. So, here's how it goes. I somehow got onto this email list from a guy who's part of this trivia team, and basically is competing. We are competing against this year, or this time, there were 24 other teams. Wait, no, there were 24 songs. Doesn't say how many teams. I don't know. I really don't get all of the information, and especially don't pre-read before I go on, because I'm not a consummate professional. So essentially the way that it goes, and the way that I've experienced, and we've done it on the show before, there are 3 different sets of 8 clips sent out. Each team has 5-ish hours to compile their answers and return their final guesses to the coordinators of this competition. And then there's a little bit of time, and then they sent out a second group of 8 clips. Again, a time period, and then the next day is the third set of 8 clips, again with a timed deadline and sent in. So, up front, I have listened to all of these before getting the master list of what the songs actually are. They are all legitimate songs, and as I said in the group chat, that no, these are not sound effects, and no, this is not the ringtone list from a 2003 Nokia brick phone. All of these are listed in clips of some song by some artist. The way that these clips are, and we're going to play the clip, and so you, listening or watching, get to guess along. So please throw your guesses into the comments, including ringtone number 3 from the 2006 LG flip phone. Go for it. But these are all legitimate songs. As I mentioned, listened to all of these. The first 2 rounds, I didn't get into the time limit because I was doing other things, so I wasn't able to submit my responses back in time. But overall, out of the 24 songs, I would say I correctly guessed about 25%.
Over half of them I did not know.
Yeah.
Wow, you're that confident. That's good. I mean, I was kind of happy, and I'm like, I think I got 2 of these locked down. All right.
There are a couple that I was like, well, I was waffling between one or another song because it sounded like a familiar beat, and I was like, well, but there are some that I know I see 1, 2,
waffle boarded.
3, 4. Let's see. I know. Yeah, there are 5 that I definitely. I was like, that's that song. Is 5 a good number?
I mean, the last time that we did this version of it, I got 2.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'm selling myself short.
Well, that's why when you're like, I think I got half of these, I'm like, holy crap.
Well, I put down don't know for 13 of them.
Oh, see, and I made sure I put a guess for everything. I know some of them are wrong.
Yeah.
just flat out wrong. But I at least put a guess.
Were they Nickelback songs?
No, no. I did think about that, but
I didn't have the time to make.
So everybody else like, these are hard. Are you sure these are songs? This is BS. You know, that's what the show is. So here we are. Also, the way that we played it this time to help Howard out at this point, to make this easier, less editing and whatnot. The local geek, JS, and Rude Boy Kyle submitted their guesses in digital proof to me prior to the show. Howard, being the comedian that he sometimes tries to be, decided not to share the list with me, but for comedic effect, we'll share his guesses live here in the show. So, now that everybody has heard that, the spiel is here. Let's go right into group number 1, set number 1, track number 1, the clip. Since Howard Blues likes to be the funny guy, you get to go first.
well, it's not that I've made like a bunch of joke answers or to this. It's more that I do have some interesting choices on here, and I really want Kidder's like genuine, actual reaction or head slap when he hears some of these.
We are recording in the Matrix view.
Yeah. And so I tried to listen to these and if anything, come up with songs that they at least sounded like that it could be. And so for number 1, out of group 1, I have Cheeseburger in Paradise by Jimmy Buffett.
Close.
I
got Something by U2.
Closer.
All right. Number 3, we have Rude Boy Kyle.
I chose Losing My Religion by REM.
And the local geek.
I got something by Nickelback.
Rude Boy Kyle gets the correct point at the first one. Losing My Religion by the band REM.
Damn, that was my second guess.
Yeah, I know. Well, here's your chance for redemption. Track number 2, Howard Blues.
This one I had no idea what it was, so I just went with the classic comedy song "Taser Her Again" by Hayward Banks.
Ooh. I got Hank Williams Sr.
Yeah,
Song about him, right?
I was under a severe time crunch due to virtual trucking responsibilities. I don't know.
Being mother trucker.
I got Photographed by Nickelback.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad that he found the Wikipedia page so he knows some
Yes.
Nickelback songs. That was the Chattanooga Choo Choo by Glenn Miller.
I knew it sounded familiar.
A close second, but
Oh,
for everybody.
I almost had
Number
it.
3. Track number 3 in set 1. Howard Blues.
So this one I clued into the camera sound effect along with the cash register sound effect, and so I Google searched songs with cash registers and cameras, and I came up with "Paparazzi" by Lady Gaga.
Legitimate.
It is
Yes.
definitely Something by Destiny's Child.
Also a legitimate guess there. Yeah.
I'm going with Too Bad by Nickelback.
Okay. Keeping the theme. Great.
Yeah.
Like your support for Canada.
That was, in fact, the song Paper Planes by MIA.
And Rude Boy Kyle gets another point. He is up 2 to everybody else, so a 0 there. Howard keeping the scoring, of course, to keep this above board. All right. Track number 4, a throwback of sorts. Howard Blues, your guess.
I have a Little Bitty Pretty One by Thurston Harris.
Okay, that's a throwback. JS?
I've got the Doo-Wop Trio because I have no idea.
All right.
This
Ruboy?
Afternoon by Nickelback.
Okay. All right. I see a theme here from the local geek.
I said that it sounded familiar, but I couldn't really put my finger on it. I'm sure once I hear the answer,
This is
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
What is it? You didn't even tell us what it is.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt, but
Oh,
since you gave me the invitation, I have the Boulevard Brewing Co. Oh, brew.
how many?
Coopany?
Boulevard Brewing Co. Space Camper Alpha Vapor IPA. It is a nebulous IPA. My bad. It is 5.9% alcohol. Save the Earth. This is the only planet with beer.
That we know of.
And that's about all I can tell you because that's all it says in the can. Brewed and packaged by Boulevard Brewing Company, Kansas City, Missouri. And it's an IPA and it's actually good.
He is drunk.
I'm impressed.
Back to song 4.
That is Don't Be Cruel by Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that was not my guess.
Howard Blues, here is track number 5 of set number 1.
Now I know this one is wrong, but it was the only thing that I could think of for this song. So I have All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey.
No, she's frozen. This is the wrong time of the year. She's gone back out to sea.
Howie, you are definitely wrong. It is the Swedish Chef.
Bird.
It's
I thought it was
by
Big
Nickelback.
Chungus.
Big Chungus, huh? Okay. Local.
No,
geek.
I'm going Animals.
I honestly didn't recognize that one.
Oh,
I'm going
An-
Animals by Nickelback.
Animals by Nickelback.
Ooh,
You know,
it could be. It could be.
Very close guess. No, that was How Do You Do by Mouth and McNeil. Sorry.
So
On
it was
to
the
number-
Swedish Chef.
Yeah, heard. Number 6 of set number 1. Howard Blues. I hope you get this one. If not, I'm taking your blues card.
Okay, I'll print it out and give it to you because I did not go with blues. The best I could come up with in the time that I had was Bukowski by Modest Mouse.
I mean, you're giving legitimate guesses, so I have to give you like a 10% of a tenth of a Canadian blue.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
It's like a penny. But
my
less.
You're
first-
saying it's Canadian.
Yes.
I'm going to go with How You Remind Me by Nickelback.
No, he's going out of order. He's just excited to get his nickel back out.
My
You
first
gotta-
guess was BB King. However, I then had to change it to the last sound you hear before being abducted in the hills of Alabama.
Okay.
If he's going to go with BB King, if I remember number 6 correctly, I'd have to pull it up to listen to it again. But Louis Armstrong, last second guess.
Those are all some good guesses. That is Minnie the Moocher, howdy, 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 by Mr. Cab Calloway. Number 7. Howard Blues.
This one reminded me of I Want Candy by the Strange Lows.
Okay.
Ooh.
JS.
I have every song in the Jungle Book.
Wow. All played at once. Okay.
Yep.
Rude Boy.
This was I Don't Care Anymore by Phil Collins.
I don't care anymore. All right. And local geek, your guess.
You know where I'm going with this one?
Probably north of the border and south of our hearts.
I'm actually kind of on the same wavelength as Rude Boy Kyle. I'm thinking this one might have been In the Air Tonight by George Michael or Wham or Nonpoint or any other band that might have covered that song.
He's really going for the schmattering. So you're correct in the fact that there's a plethora of bands out there who have covered this song. It is, in fact, I Want Candy And
Wow.
the artist specifically on this is not listed because it's very similar from many artists.
Mhm.
All right.
Except for that
I knew it was
Aaron Carter
Nickelback.
version.
Dang
And
it,
the
should've stuck with
Nickelback version, yeah. Number 8.
Number 8, I listen, that is some terrible like synth bongos. And I even Google searched that, and the best I could come up with, it is the DK rap by the DK crew from Donkey Kong, the Nintendo 64 game.
Absolutely. Very, very interesting right there. Very, very poignant on your answer. Well, let's go around the room. JS.
I've got a dot matrix machine sings the conga.
Is that the 1992 version or the 1996? Just for clarification.
That would be the ancient printer we used to have to print out the reports. You know what I'm talking about. Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Rude Boy Kyle still uses one of those at his day job. What's his guess?
No, we use thermal paper. Thank you very much. And,
hasn't gone that much farther in technology, let's be honest.
well, we do have one in some storage somewhere, I'm sure. I had no clue. If I allocated more time to myself, I probably could have thought something out, but I had no guess.
That's okay. Trucking is a lifestyle, not just a job. Local Geek.
Leader of Men by Nickelback.
Oh man, he's
got it.
The interesting thing is he's going to have to start doing deep cuts into set 2 and set 3 because we still have 16 more of these. This is New Song by Howard Jones. There you go.
So new, I've never heard of it.
Such a new song. Yeah. All right. Local Geek apparently was so rage disappointed that was not
Nickelback albums
that he got up and left to go apparently find his collection of Nickelback CDs or
cassettes. The second stack of songs that you sent, I knew 2 and I had 0 clue on the rest of the 6.
Okay.
See, the second one was actually snippet number 3.
Yeah, the labeling was not my labeling. It was supposed to be, set 2 and then clip whatever, making it up to 8.
I went based on names, if that makes a difference.
All right, so are we doing actual number 2 or number 3?
This is set 2.
Perfect.
And Local Geek has reappeared.
I was listening.
He might have just flushed his Nickelback collection down the toilet. I'm not too sure what he did, but
it was a walk-off answer.
I understand that none of the first 8 were Nickelback, but you don't have to be that upset, okay? They're Canadian, and they're just going to write
16 chances.
Correct. I mean, the only thing they're going to do is write a sternly worded letter to the people who put this trivia together saying that they should have been represented because Canadians are people too. Okay.
Looking out for our neighbors to the north.
Yeah. All right. Set 2, track number 1, Howard Blues.
The best guess I could come up with this one was Cliffs of Dover by Eric Johnson.
Good guess. JS?
Alice in Wonderland on an LSD trip.
Rude Boy?
I had no clue.
And Local Geek?
Something in Your Mouth by Nickelback.
Oh, man, That's close, but unfortunately incorrect. The song's called At the Save a Penny Superstore. It's by Les Paul and Mary Ford.
That's what I said.
You must have quite the Canadian slur. You're too drunk on maple syrup, sir. You are cut off. Number 2 of set 2, Howard Blues.
I had no idea this one, but I'm gonna guess it is the music played with the Cloverdale sausage ad at the Ralph.
A classic.
That could be close.
Every time I heard it, that was like the thought that came to mind. So
Just we're missing Brother Nico to add in the at the end there. Yeah. All right. JS.
I got something from Mary Poppins.
All right. Going out there. Rude Boy.
No clue.
And Local Geek.
Because of You by Nickelback.
Ah, man. So this was Jingle, Jangle, Jingle by Kay Kaiser.
Sounds like Mary Poppins.
On to number 3. Howard Blues.
This one I went with Radio Gaga by Queen.
Solid guess. JS?
A legitimate answer was Eat It by Weird Al.
All right. Rude Boy?
I couldn't recognize it. I had no guess.
Okay. This one is a pretty popular song. Local Geek with the finale.
Far Away by Nickelback.
That one also very popular. I don't believe it reached number 1 on the U.S. active rock chart. However, it was in the top 10, and you can look up that because I know you're already on the Wikipedia page. That was Obsession by Animotion.
Oh.
I'm just waiting for the time that Local Geek actually had like a serious guess because he thought that he knew it, and he'll actually guess something besides Nickelback, and he's wrong.
Oh, you missed that on number 7 of round 1.
Sorry, but
I really did think this sounded like something from Beat It by Michael Jackson. So, I mean, it had that vibe.
Right.
I mean, I played all of these like 15 times.
Yeah.
I tried legitimate answers, and then this is what we got.
Right, and it's understandable, and that's why we went with this instead of now play this one and sit there going, So on to number 4 of set 2, Howard Blues.
All That She Wants by Ace of Base.
Okay.
Ooh.
JS?
The Backstreet Boys Rap Battle of Polka Band.
Rude Boy.
I also guessed All That She Wants by Ace of Base. That is a distinct sound.
And the Local Geek?
Why Don't You and I by Santana featuring Chad Kruger.
Ooh.
Canadian.
You know what? It's good that Chad Kruger lent his vocals to that track. Unfortunately, not a Nickelback song, not a Chad Kruger featured song. It was, in fact, All That She Wants. Here's Another Baby by Ace of Base. There it is. All right, number 5 on set 2, Howard Blues.
So I was running out of time on this one when I was doing it. So my guess is That's All, Folks by the Looney Tunes Orchestra.
Okay.
Because it kind of has that doo that you kind of got at the end. So that's all I had.
I have the mother loving SpongeBob theme song. We'll keep it PG for Howie.
It was literally that in the line. Just
Yep.
so you're aware. Rude boy.
I didn't have a guess for this one. This one threw me for a loop.
Local geek.
It was San Quentin by Nickelback.
Oh man,
Could be.
no. It's very, very close. It was Sweet City Woman by the Stampeders.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Beep, 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 beep. All right. Number 6 on set 2, Howard Blues.
So I just want to add, this was the set that I struggled the most with.
Me too.
So I have that one Tom Jones song that we all forgot about.
I will swear that this is something off of one of Lindsey Sterling's albums, but I don't know which one.
Okay.
Mhm.
Rude boy.
I did not know this one.
All right. And a local geek.
Next Contestant by Nickelback.
Very close. Very close.
It's gonna be running out of songs here soon.
Good
Well, they
thing
got
Nickelback
lots.
has put out enough albums. This is My Cherie Amour by Mr. Stevie Wonder.
Huh.
Mhm.
I would not have guessed Stevie Wonder had electric violin in his repertoire.
See, I thought that you would, because obviously the ghost of Jimi Hendrix graces your presence and your household
Yeah.
on probably a daily basis, and so I assume that he'd bring his friends in. So,
You know, I couldn't
Stevie
tell.
Wonder's dead, right?
I couldn't tell if it was electric violin or synthesized keyboard. I was having a really hard time. But being Stevie Wonder, it was obviously synthesized keyboard.
There you go. All right. Here we are at number 7 on set 2. Howard Blues.
For this one, I put Ballroom Waltz Before the Ballroom Blitz by who knows. Howard is just making up at this point.
And Howard is getting agitated because even Howard is swearing. JS.
It sounded like something from Frank Sinatra, but I don't know what.
Okay. Rude Boy.
Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins.
Ba-pow.
No, it was I had no clue.
Local Geek.
Side of a Bullet by Nickelback.
That's a very good cover there, actually featuring Dimebag Darrell on the cover of the song. Unfortunately, you were incorrect. That was Begin the Beguine by Artie Shaw. No, I don't know that either.
I have no
All
idea
right.
who that is.
Number 8 on the list, the final track of set number 2, Howard Blues.
So this was the one that caused me to send you the note about these being sound effects. I had 2 songs that it could be, and I don't think it's this one, but it's the best one I could come up with, and it's Blue by Eiffel 65.
Ooh,
Okay.
dang it.
JS.
PG version, Everyone's Banging in a UFO by Rob Zombie.
It is an actual song.
It is a
guess.
real song,
It is
and
a
I
guess.
have,
Song.
I have heard it.
Rude Boy.
I also said Blue by Eiffel 65. That's I'd say out of all 24 of the songs, that was the most distinctive.
I knew the sound, but I couldn't pinpoint it.
Local Geek.
Clearly, it's This Means War by Nickelback.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. You know,
How could I not have known that?
we did miss the synth in that track for some reason. It was, in fact, Blue by Eiffel 65. That wraps up 2/3 of this contest.
Yes, and for those of you listening at audio, the score is currently Local Geek with 0, JS with 0, myself with 3, and Rude Boy Kyle with 4, which puts Kyle 1 off of what he predicted for himself to get. So he said 5. So right now he's living up to the claim, the prediction.
I've got 1 in the last pack of songs, so hopefully I can get it.
See, if it wasn't like the absolutely impossible music challenge, I might get 1.
So, because obviously this is in retrospect, but for the ones that I have or was able to pick out before receiving the overall list, it was number 1, REM Losing My Religion, Minnie the Moocher, and I Want Candy from the first set. In the second set, Obsession by Animotion, All That She Wants by Ace of Base. Sweet City Woman, I was trying to think of what it was, but I couldn't land on the name of the damn song, and so I didn't get that one. But Blue was the other track I got off of set number 2.
And this is why Kidder MCs and doesn't compete in this competition.
Yeah. All right. So
He only got me beat by 1. He listens to a lot more music than I do.
Yeah.
well, like I said, this competition is a little difficult to some degree, to say the least.
It was challenging.
Okay.
And I took about 10 minutes to listen to all of them. So
It is true. Okay, here we go. Set 3, track 1, Howard Blues.
I long shot, but it was the only thing I could think of on this one. I'm going with Pinball Wizard by Elton John.
Okay.
yeah, this I'd say I had 2 of these in this set of music. It sounded very familiar to me, but I couldn't put it to a ballpark of where it comes from. But I know I'd heard it before.
Truthfully, and with this pick of Pinball Wizard, I actually had issues because I was kind of like, I listened through and I tried to get the ones I knew right away. But between this one and the first one, and this is probably why I didn't get REM on that first one in group 1, because I thought this one, because I got Pinball Wizard in my head on both of them, I just kept bouncing. And that's the only song that I could hear for both of those. So I went with it on this one. So it was kind of a tough one, but
Okay. JS?
This is the default ringer on every Verizon cell phone.
And Local Geek rounding us out with the top of the top 40 rock.
Shaking Hands by Nickelback.
There it is. There it is. Unfortunately, that is incorrect, Local Geek. That's Love Plus One by Haircut 100. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Clip number 2 from set number 3, Howard Blues.
I think part of my problem is I always pick things that are too mainstream when it comes to this challenge. So this one reminds me of Mana by Cake.
Ooh.
That's definitely in the ballpark that I was thinking of, but I
don't think it's right, but that was the best I could come up with.
I wrote down that this is way too generic to pin down. I like there are other ones that I could kind of put it to a specific genre or set of artists that may have heard before, but this was no clue. Absolutely no clue.
I've got the sound I make falling down the stairs after tripping on the my wife left there for me to carry down the stairs.
Don't forget about that. It's right at the edge of the steps, so you don't forget about it. Local geek. This should be a top quality guess, I believe. Lay it on us.
Yeah, I'm right on there with JS Gunslinger. Woke Up This Morning by Nickelback.
Oh, I mean, you might not wake up, but I see what you did there. This is one that I got. It's Frankenstein by the Edgar Winter Group. Of course, it's the
stadium beats.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Track number 3. Our Blues.
I had no idea on this one, but I went with Merry Go Round by the Struts. Because I like the Struts, and more people need to listen to the Struts.
Correct. Good. JS?
Legitimate guess, Californication by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay. See where you get that. Yeah.
One of the few.
Yeah, good. Rude Boy. What do you got?
Yeah, I drew a blank on this one.
All right. And Local Geek.
Old Enough by Nickelback.
Man, I mean, here's the interesting thing that somewhat close by titling, at least. This is one that I got as well. When Something Is Wrong with My Baby by Sam and Dave. Of course, a lot of inspiration from Sam and Dave with the Blues Brothers.
Huh.
All right.
Okay.
It's time for track number 4 on set number 3. Howard Blues.
I was going to say it's time to get loose. Footloose by Kenny Loggins.
Wow. He's headed to the danger zone himself with Kenny freaking Loggins. Okay. JS.
I have another song by U2.
Wow. Okay. Rude Boy.
This is Wonderwall by Oasis.
Okay. And Local Geek.
Those Days by Nickelback.
You know, that is a slower Nickelback song, so I could see where you would pull that out of there, but unfortunately, that is incorrect. This was another track that I got. Rude Boy is correct. It is Wonderwall by Oasis, because anyway, here's Wonderwall.
I was on the right track.
Yeah, I would say of all the guesses that were not correct, you were in the right ballpark.
Yeah.
There was a few of them. I had an idea, but this is not my musical genre for most of these.
Yeah. And you sit and listen to that little clip over and over, and it sits and starts drilling into your brain like, I know this freaking track. And then you're trying to remember what fresh piece of hell you remember it from. And
there you go.
I like Oasis.
Maybe we'll make it, instead of a 5-hour challenge, just give yourself 15 minutes. 15-minute crunch for 24 clips.
I did this in about 3 or 4 for these, because I actually had time to do this last set and then return
3 or 4 days.
Minutes. Minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like a 5-hour time limit to return the answers. So, all right. Number 5 on set 3, Howard Blues.
Somebody already mentioned this band, but I do believe that this is Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay. Local Geek, you said Nickelback, so you may as well get your pick out of the way.
What are you waiting for by Nickelback?
What are you waiting for? Right. Because
I'm sensing a very Celebrity Jeopardy vibe going on here, Kidder.
Buck Futter. JS, your guess. I didn't say it. It's a Celebrity Jeopardy thing. You can't censor that.
Another legitimate guess, The Cowboys Lament by Burl Ives.
Okay. Rude Boy.
I said that this rang a bell in my head, but I couldn't put my finger on it. It was very familiar, but I wasn't going to cheat and use the Google search and. Let me put my
Howard Blues.
Let me put my 2 cents in on "Side of a Bullet" by Nickelback.
Oh,
Ooh.
sorry, sir. That guess has already been used.
Oh. Ba, 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 ba.
This song is "If I Don't Care" by the Ink Spots. Yes. Very alternative. Okay, next on the list, it's number 6. The 6th track of this painful thing that we decided to do for no reason other than content. Howard Blues, your guess.
For this one, I went with "Somewhere Beyond the Sea" by Frank Sinatra.
Good guess. JS?
Well, I have the beginning of every brass band jazz song, but I'll throw one out there as Mambo number 5.
Ah, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Rude Boy, are you also playing the trumpet and other things over there?
No, I had no clue.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I
Listen to the
like
track
the
again.
dabble and the jazz and the trumpets, but it didn't ring a bell.
Very big band. Okay, local geek. This all relies on you to get this correct. So
Said it's a very big band, so I got to go with "Next Contestant" by Nickelback.
Wait, you've already used that one.
that's what I was going to say as well. I'm pretty sure that was used already.
Oh, dude, I lost track of which ones I
forgot.
Clearly, if it's any of the big band songs, it's got to be Photograph.
Yeah, that's like
Well, I already used that
too.
one. So.
okay. I'm going to choose for you. How about "Too Bad" by Nickelback? Sorry, that's incorrect.
Okay.
That's already been chosen. Sorry.
I don't think he guessed that one yet, did he?
He has.
He did? Okay. All right.
I thought I hit most of their major titles already.
Well, let's move on. That was "Shoo Shoo Baby" by the Andrews Sisters. Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't heard any hits from the Andrews Sisters lately, so yeah.
that's the third song on my workout playlist. I don't know how I missed that.
I was gonna say
Happens to the best of us.
Maybe you haven't worked out in a while. That's the mistake. You gotta go hit the gym again and get yourself
Mark with
refreshed.
the shots.
Yeah.
The Andrews Sisters.
The hits keep coming, let me tell you. And speaking of hits, it's track number 7 of set 3, Howard Blues.
For this one, I went with "Lollipop" by the Chordettes.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, I can see that.
JS.
I went with, which is a legitimate thing, Bruce Lee playing ping pong with nunchucks.
All right. Rude Boy.
"Sex on Fire" by the Kings of Leon.
Whoa!
Huh.
This game is not fair. Yeah. Local geek.
Get 'em Up by Nickelback.
Okay, good. I'm glad to see that we're back to unique guesses. Thank you for that. This
You
was
sang
also-
my guess.
You sang my whoa! Yeah. This is also a track that I got on the set. And the last of the tracks that I got, it is in fact Lollipop by the Chordettes.
Yeah.
The final one.
You know, there's several of these that after Kidder, spills out the beat and does his best at beatboxing. I do know the song. I have no idea what the title or who any of these bands are.
There's still time. It's okay.
Yes. And
You got one left.
The Space Probe is great, by the way.
I got another one after we do the last song. So
I'm almost thinking I should do the other Blueberry Space Probe that I have because I have 2 in the fridge.
Oh, there is 8. Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's another one. But I need something to drink because we're still not done with this. You know what? This one is courtesy of Howard and Howard Sr. Since this contest is out there and it's a little hammy, yes, that's right, folks, going with the hams.
Yes.
America's classic Primo beer, born in the land of sky blue waters, brewed in true family tradition from purest water and choicest barley, malt, grain, and hops. By the way, if you want that wonderful pint glass design, you can get that at beerbluesbs.com. beerbluesbs.com, where I'll have a water with grain and hops. There's bedspread sized blankets available with that design there. Let's see. It's a 12 fluid ounce can. It is beer. It's made and brewed in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 4.7% alcohol by volume. I know it's that high. 142 calories, 12 grams of carbs, no fat, and one gram of protein in this here gold, white, and blue can. And no other information, but they've been going around since 1865, so you could say they've been here a day or two. JS, when's the last time you had a Primo like this?
I'd have to say about 20 years ago, and the last beer I had with my grandpa.
Well, cheers to your grandpa.
Yeah.
All right.
PBR is the closest thing I've had to hams in a long time.
if we're pausing for a drink here, I got to ask you guys, am I having one from Montana, South Dakota, not from South Dakota, or from Kidder?
Not from South Dakota.
I'll go get it.
I had to shout something out.
That's hilarious. Howard Blues gets the shaft once again. This is clearing my palate from the blueberry beer that I just had. It
Have we
tastes
had
like
hams? Have we had hams on the show?
this is the first, I believe.
Oh.
The guy who can confirm
Hold on
just
a
caught
second.
up to get his other one. But,
I've got a brew in the fridge.
There has not been hams yet.
Oh.
there we go.
So there has not been hams, I believe, on the official show. If you go into some of the wrestling stuff, there may have been a hams.
There may have been.
But Local Geek doesn't track the wrestling show. What's on taps?
I'll be honest, I don't watch those ones.
Even
I-
he too
I
bored
do give
by
you the
those.
thumbs up on them, but I don't watch them all the way through.
Thanks.
We're,
for the
we're-
metric.
We're gonna have to do like a shitty beer challenge on one of these.
So for my not from South Dakota
That's
beer,
me every week.
Oh, the Doppelbock.
I've got the Doppelbock from the Lupulin Brewing Company, which is the one that I picked up when I was in Sioux Falls at the brewery there, thinking I was getting some South Dakota beer. But now,
It wasn't actually brewed in South Dakota, and he got screwed.
yeah. But
Yeah,
now Kidder has officially
bamboozled.
had a South Dakota beer on the show. So
Thanks for that, Local Geek.
Do we have all 50 states, or are we still missing one?
We are missing about half of them.
Yeah, they're missing like 20.
Oh,
Yep.
you should send me the list, and I'll next time I go to the land of the liquor, I'll look.
Oh, I went and grabbed my last Coors Banquet.
He's got the banquet beer.
This is, I mean, it goes down smooth.
It's 150 years old.
150 years strong.
Oh,
Ken
strong.
says.
Okay.
I put a link in
Okay.
the chat there, JS, of all the ones they haven't had don't have a bar in the graph yet.
I've got it up. All right,
That's pretty funny though. The 150 years strong. No wonder that the beer has weakened to this point because they're using the same hops from 150 years ago. Yeah, switch them out now and then.
See, I was really hoping that long drink from North Carolina would have made it on to one of the new states, but we beat me to it.
I had that one on the 2-year episode, I think.
Ah, so we got 3 of them now, technically.
Yeah. All right. We're all vocally lubricated with some new beverages, whether they're new or classic. It is time for the final track.
I got a hot one
Finally.
for you on this one, Kidder.
Oh man, it's going to be a top hit. I have no doubt that it's going to be a supreme accurate guess. Howard Blues. Let's start the round table. Track 8 of set 3.
So I had something different written down, but I definitely think this is Hero by Nickelback.
The hero can save us.
JS.
Mark's not going to stand here and wait.
This was probably one of the most mumble-mashed vocals I've heard of a song, so I had to go with the Swedish Chef Strikes Again.
Uh-huh. Okay, Rude Boy.
This was obviously Made of Stone by Evanescence.
Ooh, pop, pop, pop. Or should I say, pop, 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 pop. Okay. Local Geek.
I think you're all wrong. This one is Whiskey in a Jar by Metallica.
Ooh, yeah! He stole it from my shirt. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Unfortunately, you are all incorrect. It is JT himself. Yes, Justin Timberlake. Cry Me a River. No, I didn't get that one either. So there it is. There's your 24 tracks. Take them or leave them, and you can certainly leave them. Of this group that we are now somewhat included in, the team went 23 of 24 tracks, only missing Chattanooga Choo Choo by Glenn Miller. And that song apparently was worth 400 points, which means only 2 teams got that song correctly identified. So this year, the team finished in second place once again. So last year was second place. A couple years ago, we as a team finished in the top spot, baby! Because you're either first or you're last.
That's right.
Yeah, and for those wondering how we finished, especially if you're listening to the audio version of the show, Local Geek with 0, JS with 0. I ended up with 4, doubling my all-time record in this, and showing that he's great at predictions. Rude Boy Kyle is the big winner tonight. He got 5 correct, which is what he predicted he would get. And hey, Kidder, here's a fun fact. My predictions are actually in the run sheet. So if anybody wanted to verify that that is what I picked, that's where my predictions were written.
There it is.
I will say I tried legitimately to find these to figure out what these were, and when I had no idea whatsoever, you saw what happened.
It's all good. It happens. And here's a little bit more information about the competition. It's weird when I go back through the archive and I can find out some details. It's the world's largest trivia contest in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. As part of the contest, the 3 points during the weekend, given 3 sets of short classic rock and oldies songs to identify. There's about 6 to 8 hours to identify the songs, and then they are able to send them to anyone in the world to help assist to identify. They're sent via email, and then they asked if I would be willing to help, and I've been included on that list ever since. So,
yeah, I was thinking there were like 10-second clips, like 15 seconds.
yeah.
I played the first one, and I played it like 10 times because I thought my computer was glitching. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yes.
Oh, it's only a 1 second. How the hell am I supposed to know what this song is?
Yep.
It's funny because we were just finishing up the trucking escapades,
Mother truckers.
and I downloaded all 3 of the packs and tried playing the first one. And the first one played. It was I figured they're going to be like 3 or 5 second clips, and the first one had played and I didn't hear anything. I was like, well, maybe something's up with my audio settings. So I start looking around. I'm like, well, I didn't hear anything. And I start freaking out because we're like, well, I know we're not under an extreme time crunch to make the 9 p.m. start time for.
Just under duress.
It was, honestly. Like I heard you playing the virtual DJ music in the background, and I was listening to my headphones, and when I went to go mute you on the call here, it was like, well, it was like if I mute Mark, only Mark can unmute Mark because Mark started the call. I was like, well, if I mute Mark, then he's not going to know he's going to be talking later. So I'm like, well, I'll just listen in and I'll listen to the music. So I'm listening, and the music finally plays, and I press play, and
Just push play. Just push play.
Well, that's a good idea for another song right there. It's got a good riff to it. But yeah, I pressed the play button 3 or 4 times and nothing played. And I was like, oh crap. I'm like, I have 10 minutes before 9 o'clock and I got to get my picks in. And I know he sent these files to me a few days ago, and I was like, well, here goes nothing, and closed it out and reopened it. And, but yeah, it ended up playing. I got the first one right, but
okay.
Valiant effort, gentlemen.
So let me share some previous tracks, because the first thing, they are very, very, very short clips because it's supposed to be hard. It's apparently a national or international competition, so it's supposed to be difficult. I don't know what anybody gets out of it. I don't know any details where this is, who judges it, who actually sends out the clips, who does it. Neither here nor there. But I can say that when I was doing the electric lunch back on KJ 108, that we had the electric lunch competition, 2 of them. First one, name the song, what's the lyrics? We'd say some lyrics from a song, and you would have to identify the song correctly by those lyrics. The second competition was name that album, and we would play a clip of the song, and you would have to identify the album, not the band or the song title, but the album that came from. And I would usually go with about 5 seconds to 8 seconds of audio in a potentially non-familiar part of the song where there's no, singing or anything that could be really identifiable. So I try and make it a little bit difficult. But this is extremely difficult. So going back to November of 2022, that was the last competition, and there were only 8 snippets. We took first place, apparently. Track 1 was Fly By Night by Rush. 2, Valerie by the Monkees. 3, Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. 4, Vegas by Doja Cat. 5, Off the Wall by Michael Jackson. 6, Hallelujah, I Love Her So by Ray Charles. 7, Give Me One Reason. Get on, stay here. Turn back around. That's Tracy Chapman. And number 8, Rock and Roll Never Forgets by Bob Seger. Going back to 1 year ago when there were 3 sets. Track 1, Havana. Track 2, Yellow River. Track 3, Crazy About You Baby. Track 4, Jukebox Saturday Night. Track 5, Summertime. Track 6, Let's Dance. Track 7, You Gotta Be. Track 8, Yeah, Yeah. And then with set 2, it was I Love Your Smile, Rock Your Baby, Paper Doll, When, Stronger Than Yesterday, Don't You Care, True Colors, Whenever, Wherever. And that one, I was really hoping that Brother Nico would be involved in because he absolutely loves that song, especially being Shakira. Set 3 on that competition. Track 1 was I Want You by Savage Garden. Ooh, I want you back, ooh, that is back, ooh, I find out. I mean, that's pretty much like how the song goes. Number 2, Don't Bring Me Down. Boop, 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 boop. Number 3, This Time. Number 4, Along Came Jones. Number 5, I Got the Sun in the Morning. Number 6, a repeat from set 1, Let's Dance. Number 7, Freedom at 21. And number 8, Hold On. Hold on. I'll come. By Sam and Dave. Howard Blues. Got that one correct. Anyway, that's just stuff from the past year. I could go back through 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013, and 2012.
You have been listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and BS. If you enjoyed the show, help others find out about it by rating the show or leaving a review at your podcast listening service of choice. Thanks for listening, and may your glass never be empty. UA Productions presents A Glimpse Behind the Curtain.
Yeah, I had to rush through those clips. Because as soon as I muted myself, I downloaded them, and some of I'm confident in, some of them are.
I had one of them that I even put an answer down. I thought about filling the rest of them in with Nickelback songs for Mark.
You should have, and you still have time, Local Geek. You still have time. Because part of the reason why we sent it out is so that you could have a guess for everything. So that it also, cuts down on Kidder going, Howard, you got anything? No, I don't have anything.
Yeah, but then I have to go research a bunch of Nickelback songs.
No, you don't. You just Google search Nickelback songs, and it'll give you a list. I could see by his enthusiasm that he's like, yeah, I'm still not going to do it. I don't want that in my browser history.